Welcome to the Hooked on Utah YouTube channel. Today we got a fun little flight for you. We're going to take you out in the 1980 182Q Skylane Supercharged and show you some of the things that are unique to this airplane. We're also going to fly down to Sanpete County to 41U. Just a quick flight over the mountains and into the backcountry. And so a ton of fun. So I hope you like it. Smash the like button, ring the bell, and subscribe. We want you on board every single week. Proper ground, Skylane 282 Echo Lima, North Hangars, information Sierra, like to taxi to 13, and then departure to the southeast.
Cessna 282 Echo Lima, Provo Tower, runway 13, taxi Charlie Bravo Alpha, cross runway 18.
And 282 Echo Lima, cleared taxi, Charlie Bravo Alpha, cross 18. We'll go to the run-up and advise when we're progressing from there. Beautiful day today, man. We got a little bit of cloud cover, but it's supposed to burn off and be really, really nice and hot today, back in the 90s. So we'll have, some warm temps when we come back. A couple of things with this airplane as we take off. We're going to look for, first I just like to start at the right and work my way across. As I roll the power on, I'm going to look over here and initially make sure I have fuel flow, oil pressure. I'm going to look at my RPM and manifold and make sure that they're set. JPI sets absolute values, and so as you're watching, you'll see that as I push the supercharger up to 28, 29 inches of manifold pressure, RPM and manifold will be red. They don't give you a yellow, it just goes to red when you hit the maximums. And so that is normal. And once I've done my quick scan there to make sure everything's good, I'm going to roll over to make sure my airspeed's alive. Once I got my airspeed alive, we're tracking the center line, and we'll climb out. I'll check my fuel flow again a few times, just make sure I've got max fuel flow to keep it cool and ready to go. We got a long runway. It's not too hot today, so we'll just roll the power up and on, and away we'll go. All right, here we go. Power's coming up. And there's full power. Fuel looks good. Oil looks good. Airspeed's coming alive. There we go. Rolling out. Build that airspeed up. You can see this airplane just wants to go, man, immediately. There's 80. Fuel flow and oil looks good. Everything looks good. Like I said, these are in the red. That's just the normal absolute values. So that's normal. There's our 80 knots. We're climbing out. Bring up a notch of flaps. And I'm going to trim for 80. I can keep pushing the throttle up and just increasing manifold pressure. I'm running about 26 right now, 2450 on the RPM. And that's the cool thing about the supercharger is you advance it on takeoff just to sea level pressure. You don't have to smash it to the firewall, and that's the cool part. And then as you climb, if you want full power all the way up, you can just continue to advance it all the way, and eventually, because it's belt driven and it's geared on the belt, you won't be pulling full manifold pressure, but we're already at 8,000 feet, still running 26, almost 27 inches of manifold pressure. And usually when I'm up to about 10,000, 10.5, you're still running 24 inches of manifold pressure, which, in your normally aspirated motors.
Aircraft Provo 8, this has changed to Tango altimeter 3007.
Normally you're down to 19, 18, 17. And so you're still getting a lot of power out of the airplane. What I like is with a heavy load, no matter where you are, full fuel, 88 gallons, couple of people, you've really got a lot of power for taking off, and I like it on hot summer days because climbing the mountains, as you can see where we're at, you got to be able to climb and have power, in that climb, and that's something else I really like. So we're pushing up we're running pretty cool. I'm going to start bringing my mixture out just a little bit. Still probably going to be running around 20 gallons an hour right now in the climb. Oh. You know, we're up to 8,500 feet. We're just going to hop over. Where we're going is just up over the top of this peak here and then down into the next valley. Really cool little airport, going down to watch my son's college football scrimmage, so pretty cool. I love the Avionics IFT 540s. Just, you know, the terrain and everything they offer, the weather is really sweet. You know, can run that out. We can just see now we're, you know, at about 10 miles out, which is our peak. We're already 500 feet above them. I'll probably push this up just a teeny bit more. Do have some rain showing up on the weather and a little bit of traffic right behind us. So where we are, we're actually headed to, we're in central Utah. We're over some awesome mountains right here. I mean, it's just beautiful, gorgeous. And if you like to hunt, bow hunt, archery hunt starting right now, and then we'll have rifle coming up. But this is just one of the big mountain ranges that runs all the way down to southern Utah. We got Mount Nebo over here, Timpanogos behind us. You know, those are pushing up to 11,000 feet. So big mountains. And, you know, the airport we departed from, Provo is about 4,500 feet. So, you know, out here you're going to be flying at high altitudes. And, you know, like I said,
Bravo, turning downwind, Sky Park 17.
having that supercharged power for this 182 really makes it awesome. It's got VGs on it, the Robertson Stoll. It's actually the Peterson conversion, so it's an IO 470. So lots and lots of power, lots of cool stuff. This plane will fly very slow. Got the air glass nose fork on it. So we got an 800 on the nose, and right now I've got 800s on the main. I have a set of 850s for when we do some backcountry stuff. 800s just give you back a few knots in cruise, so you know you're trying to split hairs there. When you take all your skirts off and put bigger wheels on, you'll lose about 10 knots. But you get the chance to go into some unimproved areas. Like, you know, you can't do what, you know, your...
Right, traffic lights 434, Hotel Bravo, currently 9.5 miles northwest of the field at 120,000 feet. We're southeastbound towards Canyonland. Right.
That's a long ways away. But you can't do what a conventional airplane can do. It's just, you know, the nose wheel is really what holds you back. You know, one of the best things we ever did to this airplane, when we installed the Avionics IFT 540s, took all the old static wicks off, cleaned, prepped, and put new static wicks on. And the crazy thing is, if you're on a CTAP frequency, you can pick up people literally a couple hundred.
93, 50 miles northwest of the airport, 8,500, traveling north and south.
Yeah, see, that guy's 100 miles away. You can pick people up a couple hundred miles away. It's so clean. The audio is so clean on it. So if your airplane, you know, you crackle, you don't have good, clean, crisp audio, take your static wicks off, have your AMP put them back on for you, or do it with them, and make sure you prep that surface area clean down to the metal, no corrosion, put new static wicks on, and then tape and repaint around them, and just touching up, and you'll find that your audio is just crazy good. So once we cross over the top of these mountains right here, we'll start descending down into the valley, and because our airport's only, you know, we're 29 miles away right now, so it's just a short flight today. Like I said, going down to a junior college to watch my son's football scrimmage, fall camp, and it's just a fun way. You know, I can hop over there in, you know, 25, 30-minute flight straight over. It's funner than the hour and 30 to 40-minute drive, because you got to go down and around the mountains and up the canyon, and we're just straight line right over, which really, you know, makes it nice. All right, so we got a runway straight out in front of us. We've listened to our ATIS. We'll make our calls. This is an uncontrolled airport, kind of a beautiful little farming community, a small community college down here. Not a lot of traffic, but I like to over-communicate, just making sure that people can hear you. Because a lot of times I think down here in some of these areas like this, they get used to not communicating because there's so little traffic that when someone breaks the norm and does something that they're not used to, I think it surprises them. And meaning traffic coming in from different directions or additional traffic, they just never see anybody. There's probably 1 or 2 planes down here, so I like to continue to let them know what I'm doing. Manti from traffic, Skyline 282 Echo Lima is 6,500 feet, 6.3 to the north, inbound to land 03 full stop. Alright, mixture set. We'll go through, bring my trim back to 0. Cow flaps, I'm going to go halfway open. Elevator and rudder trim. Fuels on both. Mixture set. Prop will begin bringing in. And you'll hear me do my gumps several times. I continue to just do it to make sure I'm set. This runway is right in the middle of these brown fields, and it's really difficult to see the first time you come in here because it's kind of brown. It's not black top, it's more brownish. It really blends in, so one of those where you're looking at it on the GPS, looking, you can't quite see it. Manti from traffic, Skyline 282 Echo Lima is on the 45 for 03 Manti. Okay, props coming in high, mixtures coming in. Verify again we're on, both cow flaps are open. Elevator and rudder trim are both set for landing. And once we get her down into the wide arc, again, just a little bit of altitude. Bleed off some speed. I'm gonna bring in 10. There's 10, we're right in the wide arc. Bring some power back. Manti from traffic, Skyline 282 Echo Lima is downwind. Left traffic for 03. Quick scan, make sure we don't have anybody around. Again, a lot of these airports, sometimes I think some of the people get so used to not making calls until they're right on the threshold. I find myself being ultra vigilant here just because of that in places like this. Manti from traffic, Skyline 282 Echo Lima, left to base for 03 full stop. One more notch. Manti from traffic, Skyline 282 Echo Lima, turning final 03 full stop, Manti Ephraim.
$500.
So I'm coming in at 70 knots. I'm gonna bleed her down to 60. There we go. Flaps are up, power's out. Nice and smooth. You could barely feel that. Aerodynamic braking. Anti from traffic. Skylink 282 Echo Lima is back taxiing on 03. And then I'm looking for traffic again. I want to make sure nobody's coming. Sure my trim is up. Cow flaps are open. Bring out for taxi just a little bit of the mixture. Everything looks good. Nobody coming on final. Again, vigilant, be vigilant, be vigilant, be vigilant at these airports. Manta from traffic, Skylink 282 Echo Lima is clear of 03. Manta from. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed today's short little flight. Remember, ring the bell, smash that like, subscribe. We'd love to have you on board as often as possible. And thanks for joining us on Hooked on Utah Aviation Outdoor Adventures.